If you're an online coach, you're probably sleeping on email marketing because it's boring. Like, email, really? It feels very Windows 95, clip art, Hewlett-Packard kind of vibes. But it is the thing which is going to make you the most money as an online coach. The benchmark for email marketing in the fitness industry is £1 per month per subscriber. So if you have a list of 5,000 people, that's £5,000 of income per month just from your email list. If you're good at it, you can double that. Bit of proof for you, just email alone has made us 7 figures in sales in our coaching business, and I want to show you how. So there's one secret of email marketing, which is basically tell a story about your life and turn it into a lesson for your audience. Then the ones that do best are the ones that go into your automation and they start doing the heavy lifting for you in the long term. So you write an email, you keep track of the ones that generate sales because of course you've got good sales attribution systems, and then they go into your automations and generate new sales on repeat and bring in clients without you having to do any work. Like, it's literally, that's how it works. So here we have the honor, the pleasure of Colin, an absolute warhead veteran of email marketing, going through a live example for Adam, basically turning a story about him having a dippy poo into something that converts several £1,000s in sales.
Boom. In the toilet, puking and shitting everywhere.
Okay, let's go.
So one of the biggest issues that we tend to see, or comes up time and again, especially on the hot seats, are how do you come up with content for my emails? So I want to run through just now is how I was able to create an email for Adam for his 14-day challenge, because I'm working with Adam with the emails for his challenge. So what happened here was, as we were going through it, I was watching Adam's videos, looking at what he was discussing on each of those days, and we had an element that came in which was to do with training intensities and getting your training blocks correct. Adam had been sick. He'd eaten some chicken that had made him very ill. But that led into sort of the unexpected consequences of an action where you just get something wrong. And we sort of started chatting about things, how it happens within your training, where you just misjudge a training session. And the downstream effects of that can really wreck a program. You start too heavy in your powerlifting prep and you end up peaking 3 weeks before the competition. I'd also mentioned the fact that I got one of my runs wrong the previous week, and it just had a real knock-on effect into the training for the rest of the week because my legs were shot. The two things combined really led to, especially then with the video that he'd had for that day of his challenge that I was been looking at, into a story. So I took the unfortunate illness and turned that into an email, and how you're not expecting to buy chicken that is fresh and then be sick. So Adam had eaten it and boom, in the toilet, puking and shitting everywhere. So we turn that into an email. And that becomes the start of the email. The start of the email is about him being ill and how it happened not once, but 3 times. So he really had been kind of warned. And really, the first time you get it wrong, yeah, can happen. Second time you get it wrong, should be a warning that it's not supposed to happen again. Third time, well, you've been an idiot. And that is where we then transition into it. So he shouldn't have had the chicken thigh, shouldn't have bought them a third time. They'd made him sick twice before. That's where we then segue into how that relates to training, because we have this nice sort of sequence of events whereby it leads into that transition step, whereby we talk about, he's eaten Tesco value thighs once, been ill. Eating Tesco value thighs twice, ill again the next time. Should really never have bought them again because he was, he'd been warned. That then becomes an email, like I say, about just misjudging your training, and how you really want to make sure that you're being realistic with your goals and how you're getting your training situation correct. You're judging your starting weights properly so as you can have the training program that you want. So the main point of this really is that there's inspiration for your emails all over the place. You can even turn this 24, 48 hour toilet drama into a nice amusing email that actually lends itself to educating your clients in terms of why their programs are laid out the way they are, why you're looking for realistic interpretations of maybe something like RPE. They have to be honest with themselves, because if they aren't, there are unintended consequences down the line if they get it wrong. Sometimes they're recoverable, sometimes they're not, sometimes they actually completely derail you. But that is so you're splitting the story into two parts. We start off with the funny bit in this scenario, funny at Adam's expense, and that then turns into how he should never really have happened this time, given that it had happened twice before. That lends itself to then showing you how you can talk about training programs and how they need to be laid out, how to be much more systematic about it. Being more systematic allows his trainees to actually achieve much, much greater results, and why they are consistently adding 30, 40 kilos to their totals in 6 weeks in his Better But Basics program. And then I pitch the program at the end of the email for him. So really, if you're getting stuck for content, then just start looking at the conversations that you've had with your friends, conversations you've had with clients. Unfortunate instance, like being sick. They are everywhere. You should not be at a loss for content. They're going to be in your texts. They're going to be in your WhatsApp group with your mates. Content is everywhere, and it doesn't take much to turn that into something that you can use to relate to your clients.
There we go. So this is a skill that's absolutely worth learning, so put it on the top of your list. But in the meantime, we give you all of the templates that you need for your automated selling system to generate your ideal client on repeat using a 14-day challenge. And it's what we've used to scale Propane to 5,000 clients. And you can see how the whole thing works here. Or if you want to skip the queue and book in a call with us to discuss working together, then click on the link in the description below.